Adrian Lund heads the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety.
We create almost any kind of crash here.
A group that's been crash testing cars in this state-of-the-art facility for more than a decade. Its goal, to reduce those deaths and injuries and save money for the insurance companies that fund it. In this latest round, 3 small cars and 3 minivans were put through a demanding test. It simulates a side crash, the second deadliest accident on America's roads, which typically happens at intersections. This test sled represents the front end of an SUV or pickup truck. It's high off the ground and heavy, and it comes barreling in right at the dummy's head at 31 miles per hour. Lund says all vehicles need a strong structure, and they must have something to protect both the dummy's head and the body. The Institute always tests vehicles with standard equipment, and these first 3 do not come standard with side airbags. This is the Chevrolet Uplander. Lund says its structure collapses too much.
It doesn't keep the barrier out like we would want it to do.
Lund points out the barrier even knocks the rear passenger seat right off its hinges. The Chevrolet Uplander gets the Institute's lowest rating, poor. The results aren't much better for Dodge's minivan, the Grand Caravan, even though the structure holds up better. Another poor rating. Here's the Toyota Prius. This is the first so-called hybrid car to be tested by the Institute. The Prius also rated poor. But wait until you see the difference side airbags can make. They do come as options on all 3 of these vehicles. The manufacturers paid the Institute to retest their vehicles with them. The Chevy Uplanders is a combination bag that cushions both the head and body. But Lund says the minivan structure collapses too much, causing a potential neck injury. And that rear passenger seat comes loose again. So with the optional side airbags, the Uplander improves, but only to a marginal rating, the second lowest. This Dodge Grand Caravan has head curtain airbags that drop down. Lund says it helps lower some of those injury measures. But not enough to give the Grand Caravan with optional side airbags a good rating.
No, it's not enough to give the vehicle a good rating, but it gets an acceptable rating.
And let's look at the Toyota Prius again. On the left, no airbags. On the right, with airbags, the Prius gets the highest rating, good. The next 3 vehicles come with side airbags as standard equipment. You don't have to pay extra to get them. The Mini Cooper may be the smallest car ever to be tested by the Institute. The sled is almost as big as the car. But Lund says the structure holds up well, and although there are possible internal injuries, the airbags do an okay job of protecting the dummies.
The Mini Cooper doesn't get a good, but it does get an acceptable rating. That's a good thing in a small car like this.
Another small car, the Subaru Impreza, does even better. Crash readings show the structure holds up and the injury measures are low. The Impreza is rated good. And finally, the Kia Sedona.
There's no risk here of the barrier making direct contact with the head, and the curtain plus the chest and abdomen airbag that comes with the system do a good job protecting the driver from injury.
Of course, all of these vehicles meet federal safety standards. GM says it knows of no cases in which a rear seat of the Uplander became detached in a side impact accident. However, it will change the design to ensure the seat is retained. Toyota tells us more than 90% of Priuses are sold with side airbags, and it may make them standard equipment in the future. A footnote, 2 of these vehicles, the Kia Sedona minivan and the Toyota Prius, were put through a 40-mile-per-hour frontal offset crash test as well. Both earned the Institute's highest rating, good, in that test.
Recently, the Institute began giving out what it calls its top safety pick awards to the vehicles that do best in the crash tests. In the latest round, awards went to the Kia Sedona and the Subaru Impreza. To find out how your car did and to learn more about what the car companies have to say, you can visit our website. The address is dateline.msnbc.com.